You are now locked into the Live with Brandon Blakeney podcast. Here is your host, Brandon Blakeney.
I mean, looking at upsets potentially, man, like some teams that really could make some noise. I'm looking at North Carolina, who lost arguably their best player of the last 3-4 seasons, in Deja Kelly, who decided to take her talents to Oregon. They probably not going to the NCAA tournament, man. But honestly, man, Raina Kelly has been incredible for them. Maria Gagdang, Utsby's been injured, but she's been playing well as well. Blanca Thomas, like North Carolina is a team that I think is super talented, that could win the ACC, that could upset some teams and really make some noise, man. They've got size. They've got guard play. They can shoot the basketball. They rebound it well. I'm looking at NC State, who's just upset #1 Notre Dame, a team that went to the Final Four last year that brought a lot of their team back. You look at you talk about big threes. Can we talk about Zoe Brooks, Sanaya Rivers, Isaiah James? Like that big three for NC State. Don't sleep on them, man. They've had some bumps in the road, but they also played one of the toughest schedules of this year of anybody, man. We're talking about a team that went to the Final Four last season, that has guards, that has size, man. Do not sleep on NC State. I definitely think they're a team that can make some noise. People were kind of sleeping on them last year, didn't expect them to go all the way to the Final Four. Like, I know the Big Ten and the SEC gets a whole lot of love, and deservingly so, because there's a lot of juggernauts in these conferences. But do not sleep on Notre Dame. Do not sleep on North Carolina. Do not sleep on NC State. Like the ACC, I think is definitely the ACC could absolutely have a team in the Final Four back-to-back years. I'm just saying, do not sleep on these ACC schools. TCU, another conference that's being slept on, I think, is the Big 12, man. But you look at Sedona Prince, a very experienced player, everybody knows it, has played a lot of big games, 6'7", can spread the floor, can shoot it, can handle it a little bit, capable passer, good shot blocker. Hailey Van Lith, another very skilled player who's played in the Elite Eight, who's been in some big games, who's played in multiple NCAA tournaments, a big-time shot maker, who bet on herself, left LSU, went and joined TCU, a program with not much basketball history at all on the women's side. And she's completely rejuvenated her career, and washed that bad taste out of our mouth that we had for her when she was at LSU, man, getting cooked. She's really upped her scoring. She's having her second best scoring season ever. She's averaging her most assists ever. She's rebounding the ball well, playing better defense, looks way more comfortable, confident, hunting her shot. Like, don't sleep on TCU. And you got Maddie O'Connor out there as well. Maddie Connor out there as well, man, who's definitely one of the best sharpshooters in the country. Like, do not sleep on TCU, man. They got experience. They got a lot of players that have definitely played in a lot of big games, that are not going to be afraid of the big moment. And I love the way they share the basketball. They shoot it well. They push the tempo. You're going to have to run to keep up with them. So salute to them. I'm excited to see TCU in the tournament. Tennessee, another team that if they weren't in the SEC, if they were in the Big 12, Tennessee would probably be winning that conference. I'm going to just be honest with you. You got to salute Coach Kim Caldwell, her toughness, her fiery personality. Like, this team mirrors that at Tennessee. A lot of bodies, a lot of depth, a lot of talent, a lot of length. Jules Spear is one of the best guards that is giving out straight work in the SEC. Talasia Cooper is a straight dog. A transfer from South Carolina, really having a good season scoring the basketball, playing the combo guard spot. Great size for her as well. Spearman has been really good for them. Like, they got 4 guards averaging double digits. And that Tennessee full court press is going to be insane to deal with if you have not seen it before. That full court pressure is crazy. And they shoot a lot of threes. They set the record for most threes in a game this season already, man. I'm looking at Ohio State, who dropped the game to Indiana. I was very surprised about. But Cody McMahon, one of the best players in the country, one of the best forwards in the country. You got Jelani Cambridge, who's one of the best freshman point guards in the country. 1-2 punch. They're doing really good things down there as well. Don't sleep on Oklahoma. Reagan Beers coming off a big game. Like, they dropped a couple and kind of fell off. But this was a team that was ranked in the top 10 for a while. This is a team that has battled through the SEC. Reagan Beers, Peyton Van Verhulst, one of the sharpshooters, already had a 30-plus point game this season. Like Oklahoma, well coached, disciplined, runs a lot of offensive sets, backdoor cuts. Don't let them catch you sleeping. Kansas State, another tough team. Kentucky with Georgia Amoore, Kenny Brooks, what they're doing in their first season can't be overlooked. Duke, another one of those ACC schools you can't sleep on. Coach Kara Lawson, one of the best in the country at what she does, running this pro style. I love Mayer. I love Reagan Richardson. Like Duke has a lot of depth. Toby Fournier is going to be a star in the ACC for years to come. They guard really well. They play defense. They're physical. They got a lot of talent, a lot of different looks, versatility they can throw at you. If they hit shots and that offense is alive, Duke is extremely dangerous as well, man. Like you're really talking about, and then you look at like a team, in my opinion, Alabama, Maryland, Baylor, some other teams that can make some noise. Don't sleep on Cheyenne Sellers and the Terps. They got a good squad. Ashley Barker playing a great basketball. Alabama, they got Nye, who's one of the best three-point shooters. You got Michigan State, who took USC and UCLA to the limits. Florida State, Latston is one of the best scorers in the country. Louisville, definitely giving teams problems in the the ACC. Almost beat North Carolina the other day. Like, don't sleep on them. The one team that's not even ranked, the Iowa Hawkeyes, are definitely a team to watch as well that are finding their groove. Lucy Olsen doing her best Caitlin Clark impression. I definitely think, man, FSU, I really think they can pull off some upsets, man. I think the NCAA tournament is going to be beneficial for Latston to really put her name on the map. A lot of people probably haven't seen Florida State play a lot of games this year, and she's been leading the nation in scoring for the majority of the year. A lot of people probably haven't seen her play personally. So I think this is a big stage where, they will go up against some really tough competition on a national stage. And Laston could be one of those superstars that really breaks out and becomes a household name with this March Madness, with a March Madness run. Like, it is so wide open. There are going to be so many upsets, so many storylines, so many talented players that are going to be getting the shine on the big stage like they deserve. Like, there's going to be so many great things. And I love that the women's game has their own contract now, separate from the men's tournament, which I think is huge. Like, major, major. There is a lot that is going to be happening over the next couple of days, or a couple of weeks, I should say. Like, this is a wide open gauntlet right now. This is going to be the craziest NCAA tournament I think that we've seen in quite some time, man. Like, it is going to be a gauntlet, folks. It is going to be a gauntlet. Like, the conference tournaments are going to be insane to boot. Like, man, the fact that the SEC is coming down to a coin toss is crazy. Like, that's gonna already be nuts. But then you consider everything else, all the other storylines, all the other revenge games with all these transfers. Like, bro, it's about to get real spicy, and it's gonna be so unpredictable. This is the most even I think the talent field has been so far in the NCAA. Like, there is no guaranteed like number one favorite team right now. You look at that top seven, and it could be anybody's day, depending on who's playing, who's executing, and how they feeling that day. Any of that top seven could beat on each other. Any of them. So if you're a one seed, you're not even safe. Shoot, if you're a one seed and you got TCU or Oklahoma as a three seed, you're not even wanting to see them. Yeah, man. Toby Fournier is super talented. I'm right there with you. I'm right there with you. I'm telling y'all right now that champion is going to be either Connecticut or USC, and that's what it is. Okay, bold predictions. Who do y'all have winning the title? Who do y'all have winning the title? Y'all, it is going to be so unpredictable, man. Like, this is going to be the most highly anticipated NCAA tournament, I think, in the last decade. I mean, I feel like the Mystics would be crazy not to. The Mystics definitely should be thinking about trading up to get a point guard, and you could still land Cheyenne Sellers potentially as well. Like that backcourt would be stacked, and I think they got to figure out what they're doing with Elena Dillon as well. Still got Sykes, Shakira Austin, a really good big as well. Like they got some good problems actually, to be honest with y'all. I'm going with the back-to-back champs. Okay, okay. The problem with Florida State is Gordon and Laston is hurt at the moment. Yeah, and that's the thing. This would really be a really good chance for FSU, man, to really shock some teams. I really enjoyed watching them play last year. They played fast and shot a lot of threes. They were a bit undersized. Okay, Shaquem's got UCLA, Notre Dame, and I'm an SC fan. I just don't believe in the 2021 class, aka the seniors. Austin telling it how it is, man. I mean, the upperclassmen have been called out multiple times. Some people, some supporters, some fans cannot handle hearing the truth. RC said, honestly, if I had to pick today, I'm rocking with Notre Dame too, Austin. But RC said, y'all go ahead and trust tournament Hailey Van Lith. I ain't. We gotta think about her at tournament at Louisville, though. We gotta think about NCAA tournament at Louisville. We gotta think about the Hailey Van Lith NCAA tournament version at Louisville. Baylor is another team that's climbing up the ranks. Like the Big 12 race is heating up, the ACC race is heating up, the SEC title race could come down to a dang coin flip. Like it's a lot of storylines. We head into the conference tournaments, and that's where we'll see a lot of excitement as well. But that NCAA tournament, man, it's still some teams playing for their tournament lives right now, and need a solid run in the conference tournament to make the big dance. Yeah, Juju Watkins, man. I think USC is playing really good basketball. They're playing good team basketball. But Juju Watkins, she could make March hers. She could make March hers. Maybe we see Juju have a Caitlin Clark type run in March. Maybe she takes over March. I'm definitely not counting Juju out. I'm not counting any of those top 7 teams out for sure. For sure, not counting any of them out. And who are going to be some of these breakout stars, man? Y'all know it's breakout stars every year, role players that really show up and show out. Who are some of the breakout players y'all think role players that could really make some noise? Yeah, it's going to be hard to make a spot on that Fever team right now. Before they got Sidney Colson and Jalen Brown and this bevy of backup guards, like, it was plausible, but yeah, nah, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. It would look good, but it's going to be tough. Kathy, welcome in, welcome in. Robert, welcome in. Nia Fagan has definitely been inconsistent, almost got benched. I mean, it would be so easy to put Joyce in that starting lineup. I'm just saying. South Carolina, the only team, got their 2 top scoring players coming off the bench. I'm just saying. I believe next year, Leigh and Joyce will be similar to Flau'jae and Morrow this year. Man, they are going to feed families. I think South Carolina is going to be better next year than they are this year. I absolutely think South Carolina is going to be better next year than they are this year. I definitely think South Carolina is going to be better next year than this year. Because I think there will just be more offensive rhythm, offensive flow. I think they'll be able to move the basketball better. I think they will be able to play faster with Joyce Edwards at the 5 over Fagan. No offense. I think they'll be more agile. I think hopefully they get the best out of Chloe Kitts and really, get her confidence back. They get Ashlyn Watkins back as well. This team could be better guarding the 3 next season. Rebounding the basketball, Adele Tack getting another year, Miriam Dowder getting another year. I think honestly, man, looking at the offensive upside for this team with Malaysia Fulwiley, with the Tessa Johnson, with a Maddie McDaniel, like all 3 of those guards can score from all 3 levels. That gives you a better look, I think, right now than Raven Johnson and Breezy Hall without losing much on defense. Of course, Ashlyn Watkins, her absence is being felt extremely so right now. Some Gamecock fans kind of shrugged it off, like we got the front court to deal with it, but nobody in the South Carolina front court does or has the intimidating presence and impact on defense that Ashlyn Swatkins does, and that's why they call her Swatkins. Literally, like You know what I'm saying? But Malaysia Fulwadi getting more minutes is only going to lead to more production, more highlights. Same with Joyce Edwards, who's already really cutting into Sanaya Fagan's minutes. Like, she played 29 minutes last game. So that, and then Tessa Johnson being an everyday starter, a three-level scorer, could be the best three-level scorer on this team when it's all said and done. Best shooter on this team, in my opinion, from a volume standpoint. Like, she will let that thing fly. So I think it just gives you more upside, man, and you still have a really good bench as well. Yes, but this tournament, man, it's so wide open. It's so exciting. Like, try to plan your brackets now. Okay, like you obviously the seeding hasn't happened yet, but man, brackets are going to be destroyed on the first night, on the first day of the tournament, like when it really kicks off that second weekend, it's already gonna be bananas. I'm telling you. I'm telling you right now, it's already gonna be crazy, bro. So many upsets, so much star power, so many rivalries. Like, bro, I'm so hyped. The NCAA tournament is about to be crazy this year, bro. I'm telling you. The NCAA March Madness is really about to be madness, man. Like, I don't think anybody's feeling like, oh, we want to see this and this team lose. Like, there's no juggernauts. Anybody can be anybody can get beat, bro. Like, even down to the fourth and the fifth seeds. Like, this is gonna be crazy. Like, looking at the rankings, bro, like, honestly, y'all, you even look at it. If Tennessee ends up being a 3 or a 4 seed in UCLA's bracket, that could be problematic. If Tennessee was to match up against USC, that could be problematic. Ohio State could be problematic for a team. Like, bro, Oklahoma could be problematic for a UConn possibly. Like Kentucky could be problematic with their guard play and their versatility. Duke could be problematic. Like there's so many teams that could really cause some havoc. Alabama for a team that isn't in the SEC that hasn't seen them in multiple years. Like Alabama could cause some havoc. North Carolina is the number what eighth ranked team in the country, and nobody's even talking about them other than me. Nobody's even talking about UNC, bro. Like, man, it is going to be very hard to predict a champion in this tournament. I'm going to tell you that right now. It is going to be very hard to predict a team in this tournament, to predict a champion in this tournament. I'm going to tell you right now, man. Like, and if a team gets hot, I mean, you think of a Baylor who's playing good basketball, Maryland who started off ranked in the top 10 a while back. Like, this is a team that can get hot, that's experienced. Cheyenne Sellers is one of the best guards in the country. She should be a top 5 pick. I don't care. Debate with your mammy. Like, don't sleep on Maryland, man. Love that they got Sailor Poffenberger. Like, there's a lot of talent, man, and a lot of teams that are coming in with chips on their shoulder that feel like they straight up, got something to prove. Guys, if this is your first time, make sure to hit that subscribe button, comment, like, share. Join our memberships. We got exclusive content daily, weekly, whenever you need it. And also follow us on social media at Brandon Lee TV for all the latest and the greatest, man. Thank y'all for tuning in. Man, hey, I'm telling you, we talked about all these ranked teams. Iowa is definitely a team that I think could make a run as well, man. They're going to do some damage in the Big Ten tournament, man. I'm telling you, they had UCLA on the ropes. They knocked off USC. Like, they played some very tough games, man. They played Tennessee down to the wire as well. Lucy Olsen is in her bag. Like, March might belong to Lucy Olsen if we ain't careful. Y'all see how she's shooting that flamethrower. She's getting to her spot. She's playing with ultimate confidence. They believe in her. She's got the green light. They giving her touches. It does not matter. Sydney Falter definitely coming back, man. She, had to step into that starting lineup last year and was big in the tourney. Sydney Falter, one of the most well-rounded players in the country, does a little bit of everything as far as scoring it, rebounding it, dishing it, plays defense, can guard bigger defenders. Taylor McCabe got that flamethrower, yo. She be out there letting that thing fly. Anna Stokey, definitely want to continue to see her just play her best basketball, man. Like, she just needs to continue to work hard like she's been doing, but definitely need her to be at her best if Iowa's going to make a run. Addie O'Grady, one of the most improved players in the country. Like Iowa is definitely going to have something to say, man. I like them to make a Big Ten run for sure and make the tourney. Y'all talking about Iowa State, Audie Crook, y'all saw what she did in March last year. If they can sneak in, man, watch out for them. They could be a very tough out as well, man.